Hi friends, wish you a happy new year. In this session we are going to see a Springboot application. Here I have created a course API app application. The name of the application is course API app application. So I have created a class named course API app application. Within this class, main method has been defined. Imported a package called org.springframework.boot.spring application, and this class is annotated with Springboot application. Alright, so it is a Spring container that this application is a Springboot application. So let me repeat. Let me come again. To tell the Spring container that this application is a Springboot application, we use the Springboot annotation. So at Springboot annotation, Spring application annotation. So at Springboot application annotation tells the Spring container that application is a Springboot application, and this annotation has been it resides in the package called org.springframework.boot.spring application. Alright, and let's within the main method you do see that spring application dot run. So we need to tell the container that create a Tomcat container and then load this course API application and make it available. So how do we tell that? So using a class called Spring application. This is a class Spring application, and inside this class there is a static method called run. So this class Spring application, the class named Spring application tells a Spring container to create a Tomcat container and then load the course API app application and make it available. So this has been done by the Spring application dot run. So inside this run method we pass in the whatever the application name class that's been passed inside this, and then the arguments what we pass within the main method that's been given here, args. Alright, so okay fine. So now we have created when we create a Springboot application, this class has been created by the Spring container, and it's been popped up in the window. Alright, fine. Let me give a quick recap. So what we have done here, we have created a Springboot project. The name of the Springboot project is Course API app application. So so just to tell that this application is a Springboot application, we use annotation called at Springboot application. So this annotation comes from org.springframework.boot.spring application. Okay, and inside this Springboot application we do define a main method, and within the main method we call a class named Spring application, and just what does this class do? It tells the Spring container, it tells Spring to create a Tomcat container and load this course API app application and make it available for execution. Alright, so Spring application dot run, it does the work. Okay fine, we we pass in the the application class, and as well the argument string args within the as an argument we pass in. All right, let's move to now. We have and whenever we talk about Spring Boot application, form.xml, it's mandatory, and here we pass in all the um, configuration stuff we do inside the pom.xml. Okay, what we do actually here, see the difference between Spring Boot, I mean sorry, pom.xml, like this file, it helps, I mean Spring Boot application normally it helps the end user to configure the application with his end user don't need to have much worry about the configuration, because 80% of the Spring Boot application is pre-configured, so 20% of the configuration has to be done. So if the application again falls under the 80% of the configuration, then the end user can make use of it. Right, so here what we do, like we just define the dependencies in the pom.xml. So Spring what will do, based on the dependency, it will download all the jar files that are required for the application and make use of it for the application. All right, so we have defined dependencies for web, and then test, and then parent. So these are all the dependencies we have created. So what does it mean? How do we define before we see what are all the dependencies? Let me explain you what is dependency. I mean dependency, how do we do, what is dependency and how do we define the dependencies? So dependency is nothing but like just consider we create an application and we want to use some other set of jar files, some others component we want to make use of it. In that case we can just define that component, name of the component within this dependency, so that this dependency, this Spring dependency, what it will do, it will go and fetch all the component jars and make it available for this application. All right, so how do we define the dependency? It does have two elements, like two tags. One is three tags are there. One is group id, and the other one is artifact id, and the other one is version. So within the group id we just give whatever the group name to which the dependency belongs. So here org.spring framework.boot, and here artifact id which is nothing but the actual jar files or whatever the package you want to download. Here you text the name of that, here spring boot starter web. All right, and then version tag, it is used to define the version of the dependency. So here for web we have created a dependency for web, org.spring framework.boot, and artifact id spring boot starter web. So what is this dependency does? So to I mean just to make the application web based, to make an application web based application, we need to add the spring boot starter web. So when we add so what this dependency does, it downloads all the jar files that are used to make a web application. Right, and here we have defined test spring boot starter test. So this dependency helps the application to do all the test activity, like test if the application wants to test a part of the developed component, then it can do by on its own using this dependency. It downloads all the jars that are required for the to do the testing. So, and this is, you can see the parent dependency. Parent dependency, again, it does it makes this Spring Boot application as a child application of this Spring Boot application. So we have created an application called course API app application. So this what this dependency makes course API app application as a child application of Spring Boot application. Okay, and if you want to define any version of the Java or any other tools we use, then you can define within the properties tag. So here there is a tag called properties. Within that you need to give java.version properties, and then so if you want to use 1.8 or in case you want to use 1.5, so whatever the version you want, you can mention it, and that version jar files will be downloaded, and that's been used for the application. Okay, I hope you understand till the moment, right? And then let's move to the now we have created a Spring Boot application, but it doesn't handle any request. So till now it doesn't handle any request. It will just show the browser. All right, it will just the client the view would be a empty browser. All right, so we have empty page. That's the end user will be able to see that. So now we want to we want this application as to handle some request. So what we do now, for this we need to create the controller. So here I have created a controller, hello controller. So I have created a class called hello controller, which has been annotated with @rest controller. So to make a class as a controller, we need to annotate with @rest controller. So here I do that, and this REST controller it's been defined in this org package org.springframework.web.bind.annotation.rest controller, right? So within this REST controller, what I really do is we just we just map the URL and the HTTP method we just map let me come again. We just map the URL and the HTTP method to the controller, to the resource. So we do have the resource. That resource has to be accessed using an URL and an HTTP method. So that mapping has been done within this controller. Here what I do, I create a method called say hi, and this method returns string value. All right, so here within that I defined the return. I have typed a text called welcome to Spring Boot application. Okay, and so it returns this text whenever I call this say hi method. Whenever I call this application with hello parameter, whenever I call this application with hello parameter that that I mean this say hi method would be called. In turn, this text welcome to Spring Boot application will be the response for the request. Okay, how does it happen? Here you can see at request mapping what it does, like this request mapping, it's we just annotate this method with request mapping. At the request mapping, it comes from org.springframework.web.bind.annotation.request here. Inside that I give a text /hello. So whenever I make a request with the URL which ends with hello, whenever I call this application with the parameter hello, I mean whenever I make a call this application, obviously a URL would be generated. That URL will have the hello parameter. So that URL, if that URL is added with the hello parameter, right? If that URL is added with hello parameter, then this say hi method would be called, and in turn welcome to Spring Boot application text will be the response. Fine. Now this application, Spring Boot application, it handles a request. I mean whenever end user calls this application, it shows them a page with text welcome to Spring Boot application. Okay, fine. So okay, fine. That's okay. Here I have created a controller. Now it handles it. This is a very this is a very simple Spring Boot application. In further session, I will explain the complete. We will see another Spring Boot application which does have controller, service, repositories, and two more tabs are there, service and repositories. You will see in that application. All right, thanks for watching. I'll catch you with further topics in another session. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.